Hi Alex, first of all sorry for being pretty much naked, but I'm guessing you're going to want to see obviously how the body's moving. So I just wanted to explain obviously what's going on first before getting to the bike that you already know, but the kind of problems I'm having, and with some sort of ideas of what I'm supposed to be doing. So ultimately I feel like the main issue is I can't do anything with my left foot. So for example, if I hold my hands up straight here and I get in alignment, I can push up off my right foot absolutely no problem. And if I get in the exact same position on the left hand side, I can't move anywhere. So that from the side is like everything's in there, I just can't do it. There, I can't do it. Whereas on the right hand side, it just allows me to go up. So on a daily basis, if I stay in this position, walk normally, as we know, that kind of clamps up with my foot. So my only two ways around of getting up is to either get back here, so I can push up, and then obviously not be in hip extension and push up there, but then that's that one right there. Or the other option is to I sort of let things go there, and then I can sort of push up a different way, but then I'm out here and dumping my weight through there, which I can get up and from the back, but it's never in the position where my hip's actually in extension. I just can't get there. So that's obviously the problem that you know, but then when I come into cycling, I've got the same kind of problem, or walking around with how to actually do it. So you could stop the video there. So this is what I feel like I'm supposed to be doing with cycling, which is a fairly straight back, which you'll see in a second, and then cycling from here. But all it feels like is, as I go to push down with my left knee just collapses in and I can't really press down. Keep going to the side and the back. So I'm trying to cycle there, but it's like I can't push through the left ball of my foot at all. It just feels like I can't really put any power or pressure at all. And I feel like that's what my back is supposed to be in the right position, but it just feels like I can't do. On the left hand side, there's no power to push down at all. So you go back to the front.
I mean, I know this sounds bad, but they don't look that different. They don't look.
Yeah, no, it's still good
from the eye.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Push down. And you ready?
Oh,
I'm still going.
That.
Still going?
Yeah.
Yeah. So actually, to get any power, this is what I basically feel like I have to do to push down, which is then push through the outside of my feet, and I'm actually not pushing anything through the ball there. To get any power, that's what I feel like I have to do. And I feel like I'm just pushing down into the outsides. And I feel like I've disengaged my core completely, and I'm just pushing down basically through the outside. It just feels like it's all on my quads and there's nothing happening with my glutes and my hamstrings. Basically just feels
And what does the other one feel like?
Feels like something. If I feel like this is how I should cycle as I feel, but my left knee just basically feels like it's going in essentially.
But your right one doesn't feel like it's going in.
My right one, well, I don't know, it just feels like it's. I'm able to exert power through the stroke. And I've just got no power at all on the left. It just feels like I go to push and it just goes in, so it just feels like my right leg's doing all the pushing through the ball, and like my left leg's got nothing.
Stop it.
And then finally, just the whole moving around thing that really pisses me off. If I'm just presume I'm like normal here, and if I go to sit down, obviously bend your knees and go back, that just grabs and I can't get past here unless I do, or if I do, I go completely there and have to sit down, and I can't push up off there because it just grabs the floor. So I end up either completely dumping and then going back like that, or if I'm rounding my back, I kind of go like sit down like that, so I don't have to create any stability with my foot. So from the side, if I was to do it sort of what I presume is normally, I get there and I'm stuck. Whereas if I kind of get there, I have to go, let go of my belly and then sit back like that. Or if I'm rounding my back, I can then go down, but then I'm sat there like that for the rest of the day. So those are the problems I'm having. I guess just the final thing is, obviously from a balance perspective, this is the issue that I'm having and why I'm having to dump my weight around my back. Is on the right hand side, if I'm stood normally, I've obviously can kind of go either way and balance because I've got my big toe, or just about, and then move from there. But on my left hand side in the same position, there's obviously nothing, no pressure down, so I can't get anything. So the only way I can balance if I want to do anything on the left is to either let my hip go out to the side I've done there, and I can do all that, but that's completely out, or round my back and then be more in there. So anything that involves any dynamic stuff. Yeah. Hi Alex, this is the second video. So this is now after I've been taking the Elvanse. So you'll just in the previous video where I was explaining was it felt like I was disconnected in my abdomen, and I was either having to do this or this to go. But now I'm taking that, it seems to have flicked a switch in my brain that's created dynamic stability. So what I showed you last time is when I get in the line on my right hand side, I could get up like this, easy enough. But on the left side, I was just collapsing, I couldn't do that. But now I'm here, I can just go up. You can see my big toes pressing down. It's not strong, but it can hold me up just exactly the same. And then from the side, as I did it last time before, I was having to do like this or like this. The dynamic stability is there. And you can see now, I can actually push up. And from behind, before it was like this or like this to get around. If I stood like this, I couldn't do it. But now with the dynamic stability, I can actually get up. It's obviously weak, but I can do it. And then when it comes to cycling, again, do funny things with my belly to create stability. So as I like this, but now I can just go straight up and my legs are just pumping basically straight up and down, and I can push through the ball on my left. If you come around to the side and do it from there. And you can see if you get my back in, my back's just in a normal position. I can now power through my legs and exert power through both sides equally. So that's also completely changed. And then the final thing I want to show you is what I did before. So before I showed you and I had to sit down, I couldn't just go down, I had to go like this to sit down, but now I can just go down because my foot doesn't grab and I've got stability. I can just go down and up. And it doesn't grab the floor. It does a little bit, but it's allowing me to do it. And then finally, let's do this and like shuffle along, or get right up here and be like this. But now I can create the stability without thinking about it. I actually get some dorsiflexion and my toe comes down properly and there's no stopping it. So from what I can gather, the dopamine in the striatum of the brain has allowed the normal dynamic stability within my abdomen to work, which means everything else has just fallen into place without me having to do any rehab. But obviously I need to do the rehab now to get strong again, but without that, the rehab was impossible to do.